Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica and I'm with One Happy Homeschool. I'm so happy you stopped in because today I wanted to talk about something I really wasn't planning on talking about yet. I'm going to talk about getting negative feedback from external sources and even internal sources whenever it comes to homeschooling your child or children. This one has been weighing heavily on me for a while, and especially since we just came back from our Christmas or winter vacation or break. That's why I had such a long lapse in time between the videos that I've been uploading, and I apologize for that. Sorry about that. It's just been one of those days that I'm like, yeah, I really need to address this, and I'm going to share it with my viewers, just so that way those that are interested in homeschooling and are currently new to homeschooling and whatnot, that y'all can understand that this is not something about if it's going to happen, it's a matter of when it's going to happen. Whenever you first start homeschooling, it's not uncommon for people to be like, well, when are they going to go back to school? Or, well, why are you homeschooling them? Like, don't you think that they need a social life? Or they'll never be around anybody, they'll grow up weird, or what have you. Or it's very frustrating because you just want to scream from the rooftops. It's like, it's none of your business. But, you know, with the sake of just not being rude, you just want to be like, well, we have our reasons, and that's true. Everyone has their reasons for doing this and even thinking about doing this. So it's like, I kind of want to address, you know, the negative comments that I've got over time, and also the negative days that I've had with my one student, my daughter. Let's just call her Kat for short. We'll just call her Kat. I want to address the questions and then the kickback that I've gotten a lot and how I've responded to it, and just, I'm kind of venting too, so just letting you know. So a lot of it, a lot of the people, they're like, oh, well, are you even qualified to homeschool your child or children, if there's more for you guys? You know, I think a lot of them, they really know better than to ask me that question, because they know my history, they know, you know, my professional career, the things that I've done in the past, and they just know me. They know better than to really just ask me that question directly. But they're like, oh, well, they have trained professionals that helps to deal with kids like this, and, you know, they're trained to do that specifically. But what they don't realize is that I went into college and that was my original degree plan. There towards the end, I backed out, I changed my degree, and I changed directions completely. So I'm not far from being a full-blown teacher, and I just decided that that's not what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to do something else, and I went to the medical field, and no regrets. But that's neither here nor there. But a lot of people will question your qualifications. They will be like, well, I mean, did you just drop out at the age of 14 and then not graduate from high school? And how are you qualified to homeschool your child? What if they have to go back to public school? Will they be held back if they get sent back, or how will that work out for your child? So a lot of people will question your qualifications. And with that being said, though, you need to also be sure to just cover all of your ground, because if you're questioned a lot about your qualifications and about can you really do the job, be sure just on your end of the deal, just keep track of everything that y'all have done academically. For example, you might not have to go to the extent that I've done, but I want to be double dog sure that nobody can say that I haven't done anything for her, and nothing has been, no stone has been unturned, because I have kept every single assignment that from day one of starting her homeschool program, as of like last year. So it would have been beginning of November of 2021 when we started. So I have every single assignment we've done together, and just every math problem, every test, everything. I created a profile, and I've kept all of it in there. I've had it separated by subject, and sometimes they're just like art projects, things like that. It's all in little groups that are organized together to be kept, to be able to show anyone that is caring to know. And I have a list of all the curriculum, all the workbooks, everything we've ever used. So that way, that is all justified. It's all taken care of, no stone unturned. So for that, with that being said, that ground I think is probably covered. So I'm just giving you heads up, just things that you might want to do, just because you will be questioned. You will be, people will show you a lot of doubt. Like, they are going to give you a lot of like, well, why your kid's going to turn out weird. But anyway, but to address the whole social aspect of it all. So I was really worried about that for a while, because where we used to live, there was like nobody that lived out there. We lived in the middle of pretty much nowhere, it felt like. I mean, it really wasn't. We were on the map, but when you're out there, you're just isolated. People can't hardly find your house. I mean, I had furniture being delivered to my house and they could not find it when I gave them the direct address. And so they had trouble getting to me. So we'll just put it that way. So that one was really, it felt really hopeless. But then whenever we were moving, I knew the county that we were going to be moving into. So I researched that county and everything about it when it comes to homeschool people, the groups, the pods, and everything, any activity that they do. And I was able to find a really good homeschool pod within that county. And so February makes it a year ago that we met with the pod for the first time. And to be honest with you, it has been great. All the kids, they're very different than social life with school kids, because they're just, all of them are very generous and caring, and you can just have a whole different air and aura about it. Not to say anything about public school kids, because I mean, it's just a different world now. Some of the majority of the public school kids that we've come in contact with, they've been more vicious, I guess, for lack of better words, whenever it comes to like territory and just other friends. You can't share friends, and it's just, I don't know, it just seems to be our experience. It's very different than it was whenever I was a kid. So this pod, we have befriended not only the kids, but I've befriended the parents too. They're all really great. They have been just patient and kind and understanding, and it's a very warm, welcoming feeling. And I'm very, very, very thankful that we have found this group, because now not only Kat has true friends, it's like, well, now I do too, and I don't feel so isolated anymore, because now we live in a different county, that there's people that know that we are on the map, and we have made wonderful friends and just excellent memories together already. And it's only been a year just about, and that's just, I'm so happy for it. I couldn't be more at peace in my heart for it too. Let's see. Also, there's other kinds of opportunities for socialization. Say, for example, a public library, because even though it might be like, oh, well, that's kind of weird, just you and your child going to the library all alone. No, because during the summertime, they have reading programs. They have all kinds of get-togethers and activities and all for the kids by age group and whatnot, to get together and do certain things together. And it helps learn and socialize. And it's a great thing too. Also, church gatherings. If you're into that sort of thing, we go to church. We're a church family, and so I don't have anything against anybody else's preferences, but that's just what we do. Also, you could volunteer time in your local businesses there. Like we have one of the churches is actually running like a resale shop, and they're always looking for volunteers to help them. So it's like you could volunteer with things like that. They also have community plays and things like that. You can get active in that. There's just so many social opportunities that you can find if you just look for it. The only time socialization might be a problem is if the parents or the caregivers, whoever is in charge over there in your household, if you don't try. So then, yeah, you will have a lot of social deficits whenever you just don't try to put any time or effort into it in any form or fashion. So let's see, I'm just referring to my notes because there's so much to cover with this topic. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of skimming over everything. I said, talking about keeping the backup and also the socialization opportunities. Let's see, what else do I need to address here? It's just, it's one of those things that you can't feel pushed and pressured into deciding anything. Another source of the negativity about the homeschooling not only comes from the external people, like, oh, well, when are they going back to school? Or why are you doing that? That's so weird. So once you start homeschooling, after a while, your child or children might start giving you a lot of kickback where you think, oh my gosh, I can't take this much more. I am so burnt out of this. This is a nightmare because they are giving me so many problems with trying to just get through one day or one subject for that matter, that you just want to rip your hair out, to be honest with you. I'm just putting it very bluntly. I'm laying it out there because it's not all daisies and roses, because you are homeschooling and you can be in pajamas all day if you so choose and drink coffee all day if you so choose. All these are just cliche, just stereotypes of what homeschooling moms and families do. we have to do things. We have to go get dressed. We have to go to appointments. We have to see things. We get dressed. We go to the store. We go do things. You just even check in the mail. You have to get dressed. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I don't like to go doing anything like that without being dressed. So, but yeah. So today, as a matter of fact, was the first day back from our Christmas break. And yeah, I'll be honest, I was really dreading it. Because I'm like, I just don't want to have to do anything right now. I don't want to have to do this or that. Because, well, we've had such a long break off. So it's hard to go back to get back in the swing of things. But today was really a hard one on my daughter too. And so and she really lashed out and let me know. And I was just ready. I told her I'm ready to put you back in public school today just based on how you're acting. Not that I would, because of our reasons of why we homeschool, which they're very strong reasons, and I stand by them against anybody. I don't care who you are. There's a good reason for it, and that is what I will stick with as long as we can tolerate it. But yes. So things to consider whenever you have a lot of pushback from the outside and also from the inside. You have to remember why you initially started this process, and it's going to be a long, long term to go. Is well, depending on when you started homeschooling, really. But we started early on, so it's going to be a ways to go. And I don't foresee any time in the near future us going back to public school, just simply because she is so benefited. Excuse me, let me rephrase that, because this has been such a beneficial thing to her with the problem that she was having while she was going to public school, that it doesn't make any sense. I don't want to reignite any of those problems that we had before with going to school and have to live through that all again. And that's just for her sake, because she was miserable, and I can't blame her. She was going through a lot of stuff, and I can't imagine having to go through that sort of thing, even at her age. But not even just that, just at any age really. But at her age, I can imagine how hard it must have been, because you can't communicate things. You're not mature enough in your mind to be able to say, hey, this is what's going on in my mind, and I need you to help me here, help me through this. But so I remind myself every single time, like, why we are continuously homeschooling and why I keep trying as much as I can, even though if my hair doesn't get ripped out, it falls out. And I don't know. I want you to all know that even if you're going to have like bumpy, rocky days like this, it's not anything out of the norm. Because I was speaking to another mom in our pod the other day, just Friday, I believe, just a couple days ago. And she was telling me how much kickback that her son was giving her. And it's really difficult that certain days she just wants to send him to public school. She doesn't want to deal with it anymore. But she understands why she does it. And she has to remind herself every time that this occurs. It's difficult. It gets very, very hard. So again, I'll remind you, just please don't give up, but just remember why you're doing it. And if it still doesn't outweigh the benefit of sending them back to public school, then by all means, that's up to you. And I am no one to judge, but just stick to your guns and stick to what you believe is right for your kids and your family, for everyone's well-being, and especially the kids, because they are our future. And so, anyway, I'll cut my video short, so I'll keep blabbing in circles. But anyway, thanks for stopping in, and thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, comment. I love your comments. By all means, I will respond to any comments. Any suggestions of anything you want to see too. I'm open to that as well. Yeah, please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you soon. Thanks.